All right.
So Andrew was probably like,
we have all kinds of construction going on.
a little bit
fun.
here and there.
Hi, Avon, and anybody else that's watching. My name is Jared Wade, and I'm the communications director for the town. And beside me is Ryan Cannon, town manager extraordinaire. And that's actually your new title, isn't it?
They gave it to me last night at the council meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. Grand Poobah
Not
town
Grand Poobah.
manager extraordinaire. We have to get new business cards. We have to get the whole new wrap, all the cars, all the trucks.
Rewrapped. Yep.
Yep, with your picture on them. That's what Greg Zuzan requested. He said, I want Ryan's face on every piece of equipment that the town owns. Hopefully your day is going well. It's the end of the week. We're going to do a quick recap of the town council meeting that happened last night. It was about a 49-minute meeting. It wasn't a super long meeting. You can always watch it on our website if you don't want to watch the entirety of the meeting. But we do these quick recaps just to kind of very 10,000-foot view, give you an idea of what happened at the meeting, if there's anything that might impact you in your daily lives, so on and so forth. So, Ryan, without further ado, give us the breakdown. What happened at the meeting last night?
Yeah, we actually, as Jared said, even though it was a relatively short meeting, we actually had a lot of business on the agenda. So I'm gonna talk kind of fast. So first thing, the town council did a proclamation recognizing Pride Month. So they declared June Pride Month and asked everyone in Avon to recognize and appreciate diversity in our community. So go check that out if you're interested in that. Fantastic proclamation. Proud of the council for doing that.
Yep.
We also had on our consent agenda a couple of things. Normally our consent agenda we don't really talk about because we it's just claims and minutes for our meetings. This time we did have two things that I think are notable. One is our redevelopment commission has to do an annual determination of need for assessed value. So those of you who may hear us talk about a TIF district, which is a tax increment finance district, they have to decide if there's AV they want to pass through to the other taxing entities. The redevelopment commission made the determination that there was no excess AV. They have about $80 million worth of projects that the town would like to do over the next 5 years. And so they made the decision that that wasn't there. They have to share that decision with the town council and let them know. So that was reported to the town council last night that decision was made. The other one was, which has been a long running joke in the town of Avon, is the dam bond. And so for those of you who've lived in Avon for a long time, behind the town hall, we have a dam on the town hall lake. And so unfortunately, back when the town acquired this property, we had to reconstruct that dam. So it's kind of been a long running joke. And we are finally going to pay off the dam bond.
Mm-hmm.
So there will no longer be a dam bond for the town. So
no dam bond. What's the joke?
The dam bond.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying now. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
The dam bond.
Pretty funny. So
it's government humor at its finest right there.
It's pretty dry here at the town of Avon. So under new business, we had a couple of items. Our police department bought some extra equipment. Now that we have body cams, they have the need for additional storage for their data from their body cams to be able to comply with the law. So our police department got a larger server to basically be able to handle those. Our police department, as well, is one of the few departments in Hendricks County that has special cell phone forensic information that they can actually get information off of people's cell phone. And so they are renewing their software for that. They do an excellent job of that, and they help some of the other departments surrounding Avon. And both of those things, they were able to get a grant to secure to actually pay for them. So no cost to taxpayers, but again, great for our town.
Absolutely.
The next one is, those of you may hear about this sometimes, they talk about the Community Crossing Matching Grant. And this is a state program. And so for all of you who remember a couple years ago when the gas tax was raised, that actually generated additional money to support road maintenance. And so the state requires the towns and communities to actually apply for those funds. And the town was able to get about $992,000 in grants. So shout out to Steve Moore, our public works director, for doing a great job in getting that grant. So the town council had an agreement on there between the town and INDOT to get that grant for $992,000. The town council approved that last night. The very next item then was Steve was able to get bids to perform that work. And we did award it to a low bidder, DC Construction, for about $1.4 million of additional paving work. So for those of you out there who are frustrated with all the paving work, we're going to be doing some more here starting in the next couple of months. So that's the bad news. The good news is that this year the town will actually spend over $3 million in paving roads. Our typical budget for paving is about $700,000. So we're doing some more work than you may be used to seeing. But that's a great thing for the community and keeping our roads in good shapes. And so you guys don't have to deal with potholes. So
yep. And this is a great little plug for avonindiana.gov/roadworkmap. Keaton Olson, who is our asset manager for Public Works, does a fantastic job communicating with myself and Angel, the communications department. And we update that map as frequently as possible with information, letting you know, hey, here's where work is going to be happening at. Here's what's going on. Here's how long they're going to be. So that plus the notification system that we have, where we will send you notifications of, hey, there's road work that's happening. It might impact your commute. It might impact you moving around, especially over the summertime. I do know that they try to have a lot of that work done over the summertime, so that way it doesn't impact and interfere with the schools and the buses and things of that nature. If you have not signed up for that yet, I would encourage you to sign up for those notifications and bookmark that website once again, avonindiana.gov/roadworkmap. Ryan.
So then the last new business item was consideration of tax abatement compliance forms. So actually, the last 2 years, the town has had an unprecedented amount of industrial development. And so what kind of comes along with that is tax abatements for some of those. The town, in order to be competitive and attract those kind of things, has to be able to offer tax abatements. And the way those work is every year, those businesses actually have to submit what's called a compliance form to prove to the town council that they are fulfilling the obligations that they said. And depending on the type of abatement, that may be how much they invested in the project, how many jobs it creates, how much their payroll is. It just depends on what the type of abatement is. So last night we had 4 of those on there. And so I would, if you're really interested, I'd encourage you to go look at it actually on the website. But we did one for Harlan Bakeries, which, if you're not familiar, is one of the largest producers of bagels in the United States. And they're located right here in Avon, which is awesome. The next one was Reagan Logistics, which is the 2 new buildings off of Ronald Reagan, south of 100 South and just north of Bradford Road. They have 2 buildings there, and they did submit their forms as well. The other 2 were for Avon Logistics, which I think a lot of people are familiar with, which is the development on County Road 100 South, in particular to the north of County Road 100 South, the 2 buildings there. And then the final one is on Ronald Reagan Parkway, actually north of 200 North on the west side of Ronald Reagan. You'll notice there's a 300,000 square foot building there. That's called Avon Landing. So all of those developments submitted their compliance forms. All of them were found to be in substantial compliance. And so we will forward those on to the county with recommendations that they continue to get their abatements. That was all the new business. We did have a couple of ordinances. We did a salary ordinance amendment, adding a couple of pay items for employees. That's more of a cleanup and just kind of making sure the town works. So I won't spend a lot of time talking about that. The other significant one is the town council passed an ordinance to join the Central Indiana Regional Development Authority. And this is a new group that's being created to actually encourage regionalism and working together across the Indianapolis region. And so the Avon Town Council has decided they would like to participate in that program. So we're excited to do that. We believe it'll give us opportunity and access to additional funds and things out there in the Central Indiana region. So then we did have two resolutions. The first was, again, along the lines of CERTA. The ordinance that they passed said that you have to adopt an economic development plan. And so this resolution adopted the economic development plan for CERTA. And then the last one is, everyone will be super excited. We are moving, as you know, we're doing construction on Dan Jones Phase 1 widening this year. Next year, we will start Dan Jones widening Phase 2, which will be from 100 South to 150 South, and will include a roundabout at 150 South. And there's a bridge underneath there. People may not know this, but right at the intersection of 150 South and Dan Jones, there's actually a bridge underneath that intersection. When we do the roundabout project, we actually have to change the skew of the bridge and actually lengthen the bridge to be able to accommodate the widening and the road improvements that we're doing. So we had to do it interlocal with Hendricks County. Hendricks County is actually responsible for the maintenance and construction of all bridges in the county. And so the town had to do an interlocal with them, allowing us to actually rebuild that bridge and fix it in the way that it needs to be done for that Dan Jones widening project. So that was approved as well.
A lot of things, a lot of different things. Again, this is about 11 minutes now of a quick recap. If you want to watch the entire meeting, you can do that at any point in time, 24/7, 365 days a year on our website. You can go to avonindiana.gov/livestream, and you've got all of our live streamed meetings, town council, plan commission, BZA meetings. All of those are available in addition to quick recaps with Bill Peoples, Ian Loera, or Ryan Cannon. Again, this is another way for us to try to just break down what's going on. We know and we understand that what happens in government can sometimes be confusing, and it can be a lengthy process. And sometimes you don't have 4 hours to go to a meeting when there's just one specific thing that you want to find out that information for. This is our effort to try to simplify that process and be as transparent as possible with the community to let you know, hey, this is what's going on. This is where it's going on at. This is why it's happening, which is the most important question that you can ask. There was another question that was asked from Dawn Loudon, and your smile knows exactly where I'm going to go with this. She was asking about the council receive books, big binders with many, many pages in them with the ordinances and the town code. And this code is updated almost every single meeting. There's always something that's changed. There's always something that's modified. And in the past, we have always placed this as a PDF on the website, and we've updated that as frequently as possible. Dawn Loudon, who is a council member, asked about getting an updated version. And I have to applaud Ryan because he informed her that we actually have moved to a digital version of it through a service called
Municode.
Municode, that's right. What does Municode do?
Municode actually, it makes it almost real time. It keeps all of our information on the town code. So our attorneys actually will update the information. So like we just talked about, they approved ordinances.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll actually go in, update that. So the ordinances that we approved yesterday, relatively quickly, I don't know if it's within a day, but relatively quickly will be up there and actually be reflected. So it's a real-time tracking of the town code. We used to keep them in these little books. And so every time we did it, we'd have to take pages out and stuff like that.
Yep.
So this is a much more efficient way. It's actually a way for all of you to know what the town code actually says and that it's up to date all the time. So
yep,
it's actually a great tool. And if you want to know anything about the town code, it's actually searchable as well. So it's super easy to use and a great resource.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I was going to say is this is great for the community because it's you can access it through our website. If you go to avonindiana.gov, up at the very top, there's several different headers, and under government, I believe, there is a town code link, and that will take you to our Municode code and ordinances. And not only is there the code, the town code, but there's also the UDO that Bill Peoples oversees, and our stormwater manual or management, stormwater, all of that is on there. I know for a fact that our code enforcement team uses this a lot because you can go in there, search for a specific code, and then share just that specific segment that you're looking for. So it's already extremely helpful. It just makes it more efficient and better for us as well as for the community. When's the next meeting, Ryan Cannon?
June 8th.
June 8th. There is a work session on the front end of it, but the regular meeting starts at 7 o'clock. If you have questions before then, feel free to reach out to Ryan or myself, or you can always email questions at avonindiana.gov, and we'll get that question to the right person. Or if you've got anything else, you can contact us. All of our contact information is on the website through the directory. So, Ryan, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Also, we are going to be closing at 2:30 today, and then we will be remaining closed through Monday of next week. Next Monday is Memorial Day, so we are going to be taking some time to spend with our families and our friends. But Town Hall will open back up, the Avon Parks will open back up, and the Avon Police Department will be opening back up. The admin side of things will be opening back up at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, the 30th, right? That's Tuesday. The 30th? Yes. We're all nodding like we're fairly positive.
That's right.
Yeah. So Tuesday, we're going to be opening back up. Please enjoy this weekend. Hopefully the weather is good to you and you have an enjoyable time. Bye.